We are back for game two now with Robert Morris against Tulsa. Robert Morris taking game one there in a pretty impressive manner, to be honest. Despite their pretty rocky early game, they definitely managed to show them who's boss and show that they are deserving of that game win. But Tulsa did not play poorly. They are not out of it yet, and we are looking to see if they can take it to a game three.
I'm expecting an Invoker ban here.
Oh yeah. After that Invoker performance, like even if you counter it with a TA mid, when it's that dominant, you should probably just not give them the comfort hero. The first ban coming out to be Slardar, that's pretty typical. Shadow Demon coming out as the other team's first ban. We were just talking about this in chat about it being still viable as a first tier pick or ban. I do believe it is still good. I don't know if it's necessarily first ban worthy, but it's still definitely a good hero. It hasn't lost its touch. It still has the save. It still has the setup. And
Well,
off
that
of that,
works.
they don't ban Invoker. They're like, yeah, no, we'll let you guys have it. Just kidding. And then they snag it up first pick. They're like, your Invoker was good, but just wait until GBPS plays it. He'll show you how it's really done. That's what they're saying right now. And let's see how
First
RMU
phase
responds, though.
Invoker. I mean,
Yeah? The way it came out in the second phase last game, or was it last pick? It was last pick. It was last pick for last game and then countered instantly by the TA. But this time it goes from last pick on the other team to first pick on their team. They must have a very confident Invoker player because this hero is not uncounterable. Like, it can be beat. So, let's see what they have in store for it.
the thing is, when you get Invoker this early, you have to kind of pick around him
Mm-hmm. But it
and
does
give
give the
him the
option for that,
support he
like,
needs.
gank-oriented, just kind of run at them and then have the Sunstrikes to, help the Invoker stay ahead. The picks from RMU is the 1-2 punch is going to be Avenge Nyx. Once again, these players are doing it again and again, and I love it, where they pick heroes that aren't guaranteed to be in a certain role. Venge, once again, it can be a 1, it can be a 4, or even a 5, it can be a 1, 4, or 5. Nyx, it can be a 3, which is very commonly seen as, but it can also be a 4 if you have a setup stun, such as the Vengeful Spirit. So,
They might just go Lifestealer here again. I wouldn't be surprised if Tulsa actually banned it out.
mm-hmm. Because that is another good way to beat Invoker, is you just Nyx gank him with a Lifestealer, and you just blow him up. He's not a particularly tanky hero, and with a Nyx setup stun of like a 2.7 second, I believe, or 2.8 second at max level Impale stun, that gives you plenty of time as a Lifestealer or any core who can kind of close that gap to blow up the Invoker. So, I like the picks coming out of both teams, or I like the picks coming out of RMU to counter the confident first pick Invoker from Tulsa.
He goes an Ogre here. I was surprised they didn't snag up the Centaur. I feel like that would be a good pick.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Um,
what they were playing against last game, and
but
it showed their strength there, but
not to try to theorycraft too hard right now, but they do have the Bloodlust. They do have Alacrity on Invoker, so you could see just kind of some early game push strat. We could see that Brewmaster that I was talking about
can
that
we
we saw
get the
make a debut.
Brewmaster? I want to see a non-Wings team try to play it and see if it's actually OP.
I've
'Cause it
seen it in
seems.
pubs. I've seen it in pubs, but nobody has been able to do it quite as well. I don't think I've seen the combo like fully successful, but
I
with
mean,
these
it's
players,
because
they
it's
have
based on a
the
timing, and in pubs you can never get that guaranteed shit
uh-huh.
as people not communicating properly. But
Yeah. So with that, we have the bans coming out, the bans of both of the carries for each respective team, just banning the other team's carry from last game. And then a Slark ban coming out. I'm not really sure what that says, other than that they don't want to deal with that constant threat of a Slark Sunstrike at all times, but that's all I can really think of for banning it immediately like that. Um, Banning out multiple carries from the side of RMU might just give some. I don't know. Does it mean that Nyx is offlane if you ban the life, or if you ban the Juggernaut and Slark, who both do okay against the Nyx assassin? That just imply that the Nyx is going to be an offlane hero.
I think because Tulsa still haven't shown their care, they're just taking out as many options as they
Mm-hmm.
can.
And then look at that. Tulsa actually bans an offlaner, so they're not fully convinced that Nyx is the offlaner, like I was just trying to suggest. But I guess a dual offlane also could have been a little bit spooky coming out of their team.
I mean, there's no heroes that Slark and Jug necessarily counter that hard, so it looks like they're just trying to take out
Just
heroes
take out
that
carries,
have
yeah.
the potential of being picked. They're like popular carries right now.
I mean, I guess that's also something with the CSL meta is that a lot of these players do research on each other, and a lot of these players aren't, investing as much time as pros, so they don't necessarily have a huge hero pool. So if you do your research, you find out that this player only plays, one or two heroes. Target bans are definitely high value in this CSL. So it could just be that. Could just be like, okay, Ice 9, he plays these two heroes, he's best at them, may as well just target ban him.
They're thinking for their next pick. They still have yet to show the majority of their draft. With the Venge and Nyx, it could just be two supports, so there's still a lot on the table for RMU in terms of their draft.
Mm-hmm.
And they get a bounty, so it shows that it will probably be a Nyx
Nyx core. Offlane, most likely.
offlane, yeah.
Yeah. Then again, it could still be a Nyx support with a carry Venge, but we'll see. I expect you to be right with the Nyx offlane Venge support, bounty support. And I do like these picks. Once again, we saw the bounty last game kind of keep them in it when they really needed to. Then when they won those few fights, they just flew ahead in net worth. So I'm not opposed to seeing it again.
It's just because what they had last game was the Venge and bounty support.
It was, yeah. So definitely probably comfort picks on their supports here. Bounty Hunter has kind of fallen off the meta. You don't see it every game like you saw it a few months back, but it is still, it does its role the same way that it pretty much always did. It gets your team ahead on net worth if you get those early fights.
Here, come on, get the Brewmaster here. That's actually so good against RMU right now. There's actually nothing they can do about it with the heroes they have so far.
Well, that's the thing, though. So far, they only have two. They haven't really shown any of their kind of strat so far. Like, these heroes, yes, they have a certain idea in mind with that, like, early game Ogre aggression, with that, mid-late game Invoker. But it's still not impossible to switch it up. And with that Dazzle being picked up, that's good plus armor to kind of counteract Vengeful Spirits minus armor and Nyx's physical bursts. I guess Bounty provides a little bit of physical, but nothing like too notable.
They still don't want to show their cores.
But it does save their core roll for later, and it's a nice heal, a nice sustain, a nice, just give your whole team armor for earlier pushes.
With Dazzle, I'm suspecting a group up and push play here, and you know what hero would fit that? Brewmaster?
Oh no. The more you say it, the more I don't want to actually see it.
Like, after I saw that from Wings, I'm so interested in another team trying to play it, because the only other team I've seen play that combo is Team Liquid, and we saw that against VGJ. They did focus it a bit there, but then they ended up going for a different combination with Miracle's Invoker.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's pretty dope. You just have Dazzle, you group up every time Brewmaster ult is up, and just take all the towers. And when you go higher on Alacrity, that 10 to 3 seconds, your axe is gone.
And that's what you get when you have an ability that triples your damage against buildings. Then you get Alacrity on top. Well, with that Mirana being picked up,
I was actually live casting a game, and I wasn't sure what actually happened. And then I clicked the Brewmaster, and I see his I like in my mind, I never had demolished, and I was like, wait, it's 300%. I had to look at the patch notes, and they actually changed it.
Yep.
Like, what?
So with this Mirana being picked up, I want to say that's a carry Mirana? Or is that just a mid Mirana?
Yeah, it's probably a mid Mirana here.
A mid Mirana against Invoker is a fine matchup for Mirana. They'll probably just end up trading farm, and then Mirana hopefully will hit her peak of combat like potential earlier on. Once you get that Ags, most likely that's going to be the build, and you'll be able to fight 10, 15 minutes in once you get that.
Oh, RMU's draft here. Oh, Venomancer?
Oh my, that's a carry
I think that's a
Veno?
carry Venge, or Venom, I mean.
That's a carry Veno. They have a support Dazzle and support Ogre. Neither of those heroes can play core.
I mean, Dazzle carry.
No, please no. I don't even know what's going on anymore. This is they lost game one. Keep that in mind. This isn't their like showboat, we can try anything game. This is what they're falling back to after game one didn't go well.
I mean, I said group up and push.
Yeah,
Venomancer does that.
having a early mech or early just like team fight items, maybe just go the Helm of the Dominator if you're playing it as that one role, and then just group up and go. And then
I mean,
what does
they're playing against two Invis, so grouping up isn't necessarily the worst strategy here for them.
and against a Marana, against Avenge, like these heroes don't really deal with those plague wards easily. So
It's actually what they want to do.
I'm
And
baffled and I
Mirana
love it.
does split push waves, but she doesn't split push towers, is the thing.
Yeah.
So when they're grouping up, she'll be able to get a lot of farm off of it. But in terms of like really threatening an objective or something, she's just a Mirana. And
Yeah,
she
it's
can just
pretty
like
slow.
leap at the tower.
Until
the
late
cat-
game. Like
the
late
catapult.
game,
Yeah, late
when you
game
have the
she
leap
pushes
attack
pretty
speed and
fast.
right click items is great, but I don't know if it'll even get there, and certainly Tulsa doesn't want it to get there. And with a Luna, this is kind of throwing
Oh, so
stuff
it's
off.
off-lane
Is that a
Venomancer.
solo off-lane Veno? I haven't seen that in a long time because it's so slow, because it's
Oh,
so
they're
susceptible.
probably dual laning. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Ogre Veno or something, or Dazzle Veno.
Maybe they do like a mid Veno, a solo safe lane Invoker, and then an aggro lane.
Or they could just aggro lane, safe lane Veno, and mid Invoker.
I don't even know, but regardless,
that
it's
works
pretty
too.
interesting. At least we know what their game strategy is. It's gonna be group up and go. And now
There you
RMU with
go.
that pick,
RMU's
it's gonna
like,
be
alright, we're not
avoid-
gonna even try to fight into your cancer, we're just gonna split push you.
Yep, avoid fights, out farm, and then just outplay once you get the more better items.
I mean, did they bait them into it? They picked ganking heroes, and then they're like, alright, if you group up and push, we'll split instead to get the last pick Mirana and Timmy. Definitely having the picks geared for it. So they know what Tulsa's trying to do, and they're answering it with split push.
Alrighty, so with this draft right now, I believe Tulsa has an advantage because it's going to be harder to execute RMU's lineup. But I don't know. Do you think the same?
The thing is, they have no team fight whatsoever.
Who does?
Outside of RMU, that is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they have to not only survive the early game, they have to also somehow out team fight against a Luna Invoker Veno Tricore lineup without any
Wait.
particularly good fighting.
Veno is mid.
Yep. All right,
Off
so
lane Invoker.
let's do some intros as we figure out what's going on here.
It's off lane Invoker.
Okay, so yeah, we will see a mid Veno played by GPPS on Tulsa. We see a safe lane Ice 9 and an off lane Invoker played by JD, with the supports being played by Rua Baby on the Dazzle and Jebaited I'm 12 by the way on the Ogre. Meanwhile, on the other team, on RMU, we have Loyal Lion on that support roaming Bounty Hunter. We have Shibby on the safe lane AM. Off lane Nyx Assassin played by Phantom Wilford. Middle Marana, that's what we expected, right? Yeah. Middle
Yeah.
Marana played by Sammy. And then the Ilanula support Venge. So, Sammy played the Invoker last game. He did extremely well. And now he's playing against the Invoker. I guess it's not
He's
like in that
fighting
1v1
against the
matchup.
Veno.
You're playing against the Invoker on the team, but yeah, not an
Oh,
Invoker
okay,
in the
yeah.
lane. Yeah, this is just weird stuff coming out of Tulsa. Hopefully they know what they're doing, but we'll see. Looks like Loyal Lion actually will get the
Bounty
courier
stole
snipe
their
there.
rune, but he's
But-
gonna die
but
for it.
the dust.
Alright, that's not working.
And then the pause. Ice 9 with the question mark. Oh, I love this. Alright, so Shivy's mouse is messed up. He did manage to get the bounty rune after a little bit, but Loyal Lion does not look like he's going to survive. He has a full dust on him. He has a venomous gale as well. As a mid Veno, you don't really want to go that, but if it's a secure first blood and you get the first blood on the Veno, which I imagine they give to him, no, they give it to the Invoker. Probably just stole it, but whatever.
Off lane Invoker.
So they do get the bounty rune, but that first blood is definitely in favor of Tulsa now.
He went
And-
level 1 X-Sword too. What's going on?
I don't know, level 1 Exor, you have the level 1 Venomous Gale mid. We'll see how it goes. And then right now, Ice 9 is kinda solo against the Nyx, but he has supports on the way. And now with Invoker down here, you don't really have an escape. Yeah, you have boots, but with an Orb of Venom on the Bounty Hunter and a stun coming out on JD from the Venge, it looks like JD is just gonna go down here. He has no salve, he has no escape, he has 37 speed, and he's just gonna run under the tower here and let the tower kill him. Have the money split 3 ways for 118 each. Is that really 118 each? Because that's more than first blood. I think it's 118 total to split between the three, right? It has to
Um,
be. Because there's no way that's worth more than the first blood if you die to the tower.
and look at everyone's gold. I think it's
Yeah.
118 each.
I don't think so. It can't be.
I mean, Bench has 300 gold right now.
Yeah, maybe. Well, regardless, that's a nice kill
And
onto
she
the
started with
Invoker.
full items too, so
Yeah, it could be. A nice kill onto the Invoker, kind of as expected. Invoker isn't really an offlaner for a reason, but let's see if he can make it happen. I don't want to be too pessimistic right now. In the top lane, we have the Luna, not really getting perfect CS, but
did you get the overlay? I'm looking at the stream and it's
oh
not off
no,
yet.
oh my, oh, that's 2 minute delay again on the overlay. You know what? This is what I have you here for, right?
It's just starting for me and the overlay is still on, so.
Yeah, no, it's there's a delay on the game. It looks like mid there's going to be an attempted solo kill onto the Mirana. Mirana will have to leap away, and meanwhile Veno's actually tanking tower hits. Will Fairy
You
Fire
got
up and
the
just barely
fairy
survive.
fire. Oh,
Seeing the bounty there, it
bounty.
looks like a shuriken will come out and manage to get that kill. The sentry did spot him out at the last second, but it did not give Veno enough time to get away.
Alright, so Venom went all in for the Venomous Gale build here. Not the usual build from mid Venom. This is something you usually see from like an off lane Venom actually, when you're in like an aggressive lane situation, but it's doing okay with zoning the Mirana out.
Right, that Venomous Gale is pretty annoying damage and everything wise, but
Gonna
they will get
force
a
her
bounty.
to. Wait,
Or
no,
a
he
regen
gets
rune.
the regen, so it doesn't have to shrine.
Bounty will scout out that regen rune for him, so he's perfectly content with using some mana to farm a camp while he's at it as well.
Yeah, what's going on here with this offlane invoker, huh? I wonder why they decided to do this. I mean, is there a real reason why Venom needs mid here?
Honestly, I think it's just because they didn't want that matchup, Invoker against Mirana? I don't know.
I mean, it's
I'll ask him after the game.
a pretty decent lane for him. I feel like it was like they're not comfortable with their invoker or something carrying the game, and they want a better start on Venom. And they're fine with Invoker just sitting at backseats. Mostly just picking Invoker to deny it rather than focusing their entire draft round, especially with Anti-Mage.
The issue is,
being
though,
a pretty good
the
Invoker
offlane
counter.
the offlane Invoker will just give Anti-Mage free farm. And with that, there's actually going to be just a kill onto the mid Mirana. The leap was used to get from the enemy's high ground to the mid lane, and then she just walked away with like 100 speed and died.
I don't think they care about AM at this point at all, actually. They just want to hit their timing.
So something to note here, Veno's build is actually going something that I did not expect in the slightest. It's a 3-2-0 build, so he's not going for the max Plague Ward to push, he's just going for that max fight. So, you know, a few minutes in, they're not going to have the best pushing out of the Veno, but they do have the other heroes to make up for it. And then he will actually have a bunch of damage output with the max Venomous Scale dealing like 100 damage per second and 100 initial, and then with the Poison Nova as well.
And what's his build here?
I assume he's just
gonna
go
get a Veil.
Yeah, he's just gonna go damage, and then leave the pushing to the Luna Invoker. And then on the AM, he is going for the traditional Battle Fury build. He's not going for that like silly other build where you go like Vanguard Mjolnir or something.
Realm of the Dom. I've seen that on AM.
Yeah. So he is going for that. So it will give that timing for Tulsa to kind of just group up and go as we expected 10-15 minutes in before AM really hits his spike.
Alright, both supports going for a gank here in mid. Not the easiest gank onto Mirana.
But
they don't have the lockdown for him either.
Unfortunately, the smoke breaks.
Slow him, but that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, he leaps behind the tower, or into the tower behind the trees, and he is safe. Meanwhile, this Invoker, level 3, not really getting much out of the offlane as we expected, sitting pretty low in the CS, but tied with the Nyx Assassin, so still not even that bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they expected there. Trying to gank Mirana like that, they would have to like force her to use Leap aggressively, but it's not gonna happen.
Yep. After that first death, I'm pretty sure he's learned his lesson, and he's not like positioning too aggressively. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Invoker will go down. I'll catch the tail end of it. He got ran at by Shibby and then dove behind the tower by the Vengeful Spear with a stun. And that will be the end of him. I'm pretty sure that's his second death now. It is. He did get the Sunstrike kill on mid, so not too awful. But considering he's going to Midas now, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how his timing compares to the mid Invoker.
Alright, he's only level 3. I mean,
Compared to the
isn't
mid
he just
Venom
better
level
off
6.
just buying Iron Talon and jungling at this point?
I think so, but we'll see. I think he's just going to commit and stay in the lane until the supports just give up or until his supports come and help, and it looks like his supports with the Dazzle and Ogre on the way are coming to help.
I mean,
When
you can
Dazzle
help
is...
all you want, but you're helping a level 3 Invoker here. He's
Yeah, I was
not
gonna say,
doing anything
when
in
your
lane.
Dazzle is higher level than Invoker, you know something's wrong.
Do they have the dust? They do. But it's not gonna... Oh. What? Are they going for AM?
Questionable, I don't know. They do manage to harass him out of lane, maybe they're just trying to annoy him, but he does have the Ring of Health already. He still has a healing salve. It doesn't look
Sure,
like
that
he's
was
gonna
a
get...
free kill onto the Bounty Hunter, but some interesting decision making from Tulsa supports. Going for heroes that they actually have no catch for, but I mean,
Yeah, meanwhile mid it looks like RMU is going to be showing Tulsa how it's done with this gank. They have the level 6 in the Vendetta Nyx, but he's going to go right into a freshly placed Sentry Ward. Doesn't look like that'll matter very much. The stun will land.
he
Now
has
that's
the
a double
rain
starfall.
drop.
Yeah, but the double starfall hits.
Spike Carapace stuns him as well.
Yep. So good plays coming out of the Nyx Assassin, ganking mid right when you get 6. It looks like top lane will be pressured a little bit by Ice 9, but I don't really think you'll be getting a tower off of this creep wave. And especially with these supports and
Looks like Dazzle's gonna go down bottom.
Once again, they're trying to get a return kill onto Shivy, but he just doesn't have the damage output. So now that's going to be 2 dead in a row on the side of Tulsa. And from the team that kind of needed to win this early and group up and go, they are kind of struggling in this early game, in this laning phase.
I actually think with this Invoker pick, they were like thinking that it would get countered too hard, so they didn't want it to be mid, because I think both Nyx and Anti-Mage do a fairly good job of shutting him down once it comes to the mid game, and he just eats the mana burn and the mana void, and that really hurts him.
Well, the problem is now you still have the
Why
Invoker.
they sent him off lane, but he's now even further, like even worse, because not only is he countered, he's also has a very bad start in the off lane.
I was gonna say, like, having an Invoker be countered by aim is just worse because you don't have items. And as you saw there, AM just walked at him and hit him 3 times, and he had to shrine up on the Invoker. So, definitely not in a good spot. We'll see how they come back from it. Because they're definitely not out of it yet. Like, they still have their timing that's going to come in the near future with this Luna, but it's definitely not looking easy. Bounty Hunter will walk right up mid where that Sentry Ward is.
Poison Nova for that.
The deny!
Get the deny.
And then the return kill. So Nyx comes in at the end, manages to get the kill, and Sammy with the deny on his team. Once again, making plays. Luna's going to TP in and try to get a kill here, but the Mirana
She
ults
didn't have mana for her
for the ultimate
ultimate.
on Luna. Right. So with that, it'll just be a 1 for 0. And once again, RMU is just they're content with how the game's going right now. Their Luna just rotated on the other team to try to get some return kills. Meanwhile, this AM is free farming and well ahead, almost 1,000 ahead of the Luna at 10 minutes.
Alright, there's some inefficiencies coming out from Tulsa as well. In terms of their experience, they kind of roamed a lot and accomplished absolutely nothing off it. So
A
look
level
at the
3
Ogre, he's
Ogre
pretty
at 10
under-leveled
minutes,
right now.
and a level 5
It's
Dazzle.
just the Invoker because he's off-lane Invoker.
Yeah, this is definitely rough. If you look at the XP graph, it's almost 4,000 or 3,000 in favor of RMU already, and then 3,000 XP or net worth as well as XP.
And Bounty is already level 6. They're soon gonna have
rough.
track gold.
They have the track out on the Evento. They go for a kill, but they don't really have a way to secure it. And
I mean, on the bright side, Invoker does have his Midas very soon.
I mean, that's something, but the question is, can they can they outscale? Which I don't think they necessarily can. I guess Luna is strong late game, but this AM and a Mirana core, like, they're both leading in net worth, and they're both spooky.
They don't outscale just because of their supports. I mean, yeah, sure, Ogre is okay. He's so
Yeah.
far behind that he's not going to be scaling into like that super farmed Ogre with like Ags or anything like that at this
Right.
point.
Meanwhile, top, it looks like there will be a Nyx, a gank top. They do get the kill with the bounty. That's a track kill coming out onto the core of Luna. Once again, just
Bounty has a mech component.
this is tough. This is tough. I don't want to make it sound that bad, but is it over? And like, yeah, obviously it's not over, but are they?
I mean, I don't see a win condition.
How
for
do they
Tulsa here,
win?
actually?
Yeah. Let's say, how does Tulsa win?
Let me think about that.
Do they
here.
go as 5 like now, or do they just try to go for late game because they have a Midas Invoker right now?
They need to go as 5 at some point, and I think they actually still have a window here. They need to get this Helm of the Dom up, which do they have on the courier? Yeah, they do. Right, they get Helm of the Dom, maybe another item here for the Luna, and then they just run as 5 and take as many towers as they can, with sentries down, of course.
But now, if you look, Invoker's actually being chased down by a hasted bounty hunter under the tower. He's not going to commit to that dive though because of the cold snap and tower damage. But Invoker's being harassed back. He does manage to get his Midas usage. I think it was around 11 minutes for the first one, or 12 minutes for the first one.
Yeah, but even at this point, even if they group up and try to take towers, they're still too squishy. When they have a sentry down, if they don't catch the Nyx right away, and they don't have any like instant disable from either, he's just gonna blow up someone. Whether you have a sentry or not, because they just can't stop him. He's gonna run in there, like stun the Venomancer or the Luna, and then they're dead before you know it.
So,
of course, like Shallow Grave can come out, but it's level 1 Shallow Grave. He's back to Poison Touch.
And just like the top 2 net worth, when AM has a almost 13-minute Battle Fury and Treads, and he's like leading the game, and then his mid player is also just in second place right behind him, it's grim. I don't know. I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to make it look good, but the more it happens, just like this Luna just went down once again. Very good game coming out of the Nyx Assassin and Bounty Hunter, but the return is not quite quick enough from the Dazzle to save his Luna.
And now he's gonna go down as well. Another track kill. I think Vengeful Spirit is
And net worth and XP both 6,000 now in favor of RMU. Solo kill from the Mirana onto the Ogre mid. He will just TP away and survive through that tick damage from Veno in the fountain. Will he survive actually? He's spamming bottle. Yeah, he'll survive.
yeah, Tamish has his Battle Fury now. For the Invoker, he's actually farming decently for an offlane Invoker.
Yeah, he's keeping up with the Nyx Assassin who has track kills and kills on the core. So, definitely not too bad, but...
Looks like they'll lose a Veno. Oh, not?
Yeah.
Never mind.
The ult is committed there, but it looks like there will be a return kill onto the Bounty Hunter. The sentry does get placed down, so it's a 1-for-1. At this point, it doesn't matter. You'd gladly use your Eclipse for a solo kill.
You got a lot of gold off of that. A Midas coming out for the Nyx now.
Mm-hmm. So between the Midas and the Bounty track, he'll keep on par or ahead of this Invoker. And now Ice9 rotating bottom. He's sick of being solo top and getting picked off. He's like, okay, I'm going to sit with all of you guys. You're going to stay behind me. We're pushing as 5. This is our timing. And now it's just a question of is their power peak of right now too weak?
Veno actually building for Dragonlance. Bounty actually has a mech. He's not buying it for some reason.
Luna gets swapped right back into the AM. He will get graved up, so he will survive a little bit longer. The TP will come out. There is no TP cancel, so he's going to be sitting in Fountain with that grave, just barely keeping him alive. So good plays, good idea for him to go bottom and stay near his supports because he did not get killed too quickly. So there's hope. There's a glimmer of hope with all of those little plays, with the solo kills onto the bounty hunter getting some money, with the TPs out like that.
Alright, Veno building into a Dragonlance. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but is that even the item build here?
I mean, I'm sure it's fine. You're just playing it kind of like a right-clicking carry rather than a, you know, a Veil Ags build. And now they're going to look for more. Right now, AM is in the middle of 4 heroes, so he has to run away. This bounty hunter will go down, but not before tracking another hero up. And it's going back in
Luna
favor of Tulsa.
left her supports again. Now she's getting run at by a hasted Mirana, and she will secure the kill.
Ah. Invoker tried to come to save the cold snap. It was very nice, but it was not quite enough to stop those right clicks out of the Luna, or out of the Mirana, I should say. And they will get away. So despite that kill, though, I still think it's somewhat coming back. If you look at the gold swing from that last fight, it's 1,000 in favor of Tulsa, even though they lost their Luna.
If you look at the overall net worth graph, RMU's at a 10,000 net worth advantage.
There's going to be more heroes on Tulsa going top one by one. They're trying to get these return kills with Nyx being so low, but they're going to just all die there. It's a triple kill now for Sammy in this top lane.
He has Aghanims.
Yep. Well, 17 minutes. That's pretty expected timing. Their team net worth is now 10,000 ahead. That last fight sends them, kind of offsets that fight before it, and now...
Well, 17-minute Ags is pretty fast on Mirana with everything.
I guess with those other small items, having Phase, Bottle, Aquila, Wand, those are all adding up too. So yeah, top net worths 8,200 and 8,000 and 5,700. Top 3 all the way of RMU. Looks like Luna won't actually be pushing bottom. He wasn't quite sure where the supports and just heroes in general inside of RMU were. None were showing, but now that they show mid, he's gonna just kind of back off. AM's bottom, supports are mid, he has to jungle. And I think that's just the name of the game now for Tulsa. They have to kind of just abandon that early game timing. They're gonna build for the late game and just hope that they can outscale. Like AM does scale well, but it's not an unbeatable late game hero.
Of course, if they somehow get
a leap in there, there's an overcommitment onto the illusion there.
Well, Grave saves him.
Yeah, a little bit of an overcommitment onto the Mirana illusion, and then Mirana jumps in and gets that Starfall burst onto the Ogre. Ogre will be spawning very quickly. He's only level 5 at 18 minutes. I didn't notice that until just now. But
this is a not level 6 by 20 minutes game, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those. They're looking to get some more here. It looks like Bounty Hunter will go down in the backline. I didn't actually see how, but
Anti-Mage might die here, and he will.
Yep, he jumped in. The Invoker was running around inside the base with 100 health, and he used the ult for it, gets the kill, but dies to the tower, giving quite a bit of gold in return.
And like, in all honesty, like if Tulsa make it to the late game somehow,
they could
and
win.
they get back in. Or there's a godlike streak.
I just keep missing kills because I don't expect, you know, they lose an AM deep and then Mirana goes deep again by himself and gets kills. I don't expect this to happen, but it's happening. But yeah, sorry.
They need to keep the net worth stuck at this point, pretty much. They can't let it go further, otherwise they're just gonna straight up lose the game.
Yeah, Luna late
getting these kills here and there start gonna add up. They're gonna start to add up.
Yeah. Luna late game is nothing to laugh at, and especially with Alacrity and Bloodlust behind her. Like, this hero isn't out of it, even though the start isn't that good.
I mean, Mirana's pretty insane late game, though.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. It just comes down to, I think, execution at this point. A good ultimate coming out of Luna. They see the Nyx Assassin under the Sentry Ward, but the arrow comes out and stops the rest of the ult from connecting. And Ogre is going to be graved up, tries to get to the shrine, but there will be a return kill onto the Nyx. So right now they are grouped up as 5. They have a Mirana ult, so they do manage to get a return kill onto the Ogre as a surprise. It's a 2-for-1 so far, but Invoker is coming in now, has his items. Cold snaps up the Mirana who leaped in, does get swapped out and leaped away.
She gets away!
No, it's 10 health! 5 health, he ticks down at the end of the day, and now it's going to be a 4-for-1. Huge swing back in favor of Tulsa because
Tulsa still can fight, and I think...
AM
RMU
is
getting a
split
bit
pushing.
ahead of themselves. They have an AM and they as we said in the draft, have a lot worse team fight.
Yeah. So AM
In
was
there.
split pushing that whole time. Does get a tier 2, but that definitely is in favor of Tulsa. They are getting these kills that they desperately need.
Venomancer's rich.
Is he? He has 1500 and a Dragon Lance and
Hey,
what's on
there's
the
a full
courier?
blink.
Oh yeah, and a Blink on the courier. So Blink, Dragon Lance, and 1500. This hero
Got like
is coming back into it.
2,000 gold or something in that one fight.
Yep, that's about a 3,000, 4,000 gold swing and a 5,000 plus XP swing.
I don't know about blink here though. I mean, towards the late game, just gonna help him scale. He gets like Hex or something. If he's even gonna build into that, I feel like they do need Hex eventually. Whether
Probably, yeah.
Invoker or
Invoker
Venom's gonna
and
pick that
Veno
up.
probably should get it.
I mean, in terms of winning the late game here, like what's the item build for Venomancer?
I don't know. I think he's just
you
going
can
the
just
right
go
click
pretty
carry.
standard.
Alright, so we see a smoke gang coming out of RMU. They realize they still have an advantage despite that last fight not going too well. Shibby blinks up and kind of spooks him. So GBPS will blink away, but now he's not going to be able to get away from the secondary initiation. And now that's going to be a track kill onto the Venomancer. 4 heroes, I think actually all 5 heroes in range of that track bonus, so they're good. They're happy with that. Mid tower is pushed in towards the tower, so they could go for the tier 2 there, but I think they're just content with taking the enemy's jungle and map control.
Invoker does have his Ags now.
Does he? He does. As we saw in the last fight, he actually did pull his weight. He did do well. He had that cold snap that secured the kill on Mirana. He came in at the right time to save his team. So he's starting to get into the swing of things. I guess that's just the normal for offlane Invoker. I'm not too familiar with the timing of it, but it looks like Ice 9 will be going bottom. Try to trade that tier 1 because they expect this push coming out of the tier 2 top from RMU.
He's behind in levels, but in terms of farm, he's like missing a big item, but that's it. Not a big item, but like a medium item. Like, say he's like 2,000 gold behind if he was just mid here.
I really liked that play right there out of the push from RMU. They didn't have everybody just go and hit the tower. They only had Mirana showing for a little bit, so Luna couldn't safely push that bottom tower because of the threat of that gank reaction. But the Venom will actually blink in, get a level 2 ultimate onto everybody, and AM's in the back line, cold snapped up and can't really fight back, has the Manta, but it's already been used,
gonna go
and now
down?
the Eclipse coming out of Luna will get a secured return kill, and now they're chasing out Sammy. They do get the return kill with Luna getting both of them, so Luna just killed both of the top net worth cores in the game, and she is right back up there on top, and now with a triple kill, she is only a few hundred behind the opposing cores.
You're gonna get another one here.
Ultra kill? Oh, the kill stolen by the Invoker. That's fine, though. They get, once again, a 4-for-1 trade, and now they get the tier 1 tower as well because there is no backdoor protection. Creep Wave is pushing bottom, and they might look to go right for that tier 2. So, I'm just going to say now, I don't think I actually know anything about Dota, because last game I was certain that Tulsa was going to win, and then they lost. This game I was certain that RMU was going to win, and I don't want to curse them, but Tulsa is coming back into this very nicely. These last 2 fights, they've both been 4-for-1s.
They're 10,000 gold behind still. How are they winning fights? What's going on?
But it's going to swing back. It's going to swing back, I think. And they're winning fights just because of a little bit of an overcommitment, or maybe it's because of an outplay. The Luna Eclipsers are hitting. All the spells are hitting.
The thing is, they literally got all hit by all of Tulsa's spells there.
Yeah.
Like, they got, like, 4-man meteored, and then they all ate the Venom ult and the freaking Eclipse, pretty much.
Yeah.
Most of it was on the AM.
And now this Invoker is building like these really good team fight spells. He's getting
AM
his
is building
levels too.
BKB. What's going on?
I think that's fine.
I mean,
He needs to stay alive. Right now, if there's an Eclipse, if there's an Invoker, if there's a Venomous Gale, all 3 of those just tear through him with
this
magic
shows they're
damage.
trying to end the game soon, but this might worked in their in Tulsa's favor actually.
No, we'll see.
I feel like AM can just farm it up still. You know, he's AM, but they want to just win.
And
That's
look
what
at
it
this.
shows.
Luna is actually going to be going for... He has the Manta pretty much done. I think it is done. And then she's going to go for the BKB. Never mind. She had the Butterfly queued up.
Venomancer goes for Hurricane Pike. I can agree with that.
Yeah, I like that. But Luna had the butterfly queued up, and I was really happy for a second, because if she had that butterfly and it's too early for the reaction of the MKB, considering they need the BKB and the AM, that could have been a really good timing for them. But she's going to be safe. She's going to go for the BKB and just kind of be that front-lining team fighter.
I think Veno can still go like the regular Veno build, like Aghanims and I mean, maybe too late for Veil here, but I feel like Aghanims wouldn't be bad. A lot of these heroes are relatively squishy. Even AM with the spell shield, he doesn't have that huge of HP pool. He'll have the resistance, but he'll still take down relatively low from that ult.
A good catch onto the bounty hunter there. That looks like the venomous or the poison nova will actually miss, but it doesn't really matter. The cold snap up with all that tick damage, it looks like bounty hunter.
He gets the neck off. He's still alive.
And now they want to get more here. They will barely miss the vengeful spirit. Will juke behind the trees, and now Invoker is a little bit far up. He will get swapped right back, and now Nyx is going to be able to follow up the venge stun. It will be a two-man stun, actually, so Invoker is really low now, but they don't look to want to commit this fight.
Grape saves him.
I don't know, I'd be panicking a little bit right now if I was RMU. The BKB does come out on AM, so maybe this is their kind of last hope right now. They're hoping that this AM BKB can just man up and win this next fight for them.
The thing is, with RMU, they're like committing for trying to end the game right now in like the next, say, 10 minutes.
Yeah, the axe is almost complete on Nyx Assassin. I think it's only like 700 gold off.
Ideally, they want to like end the game like after taking Rosh right now, and it might
look at Sammy top
in their favor, or just whoa.
Is Sammy gonna get away here? He has blink up in a second. He will go
dead.
down. No, yeah, he will die. So Sammy will die, but at the same time, the Invoker also dies here. The BKB AM did manage to get the kill. And now AM is looking to get a little bit more.
His BKB has ran out.
The blink stun misses on the Nyx. But I don't know what's going on.
Veno is here with his ultimate. Luna is far out. No, she's still in there.
AM does manage to get the kill onto the Dazzle with the help of Nyx Assassin. I guess Nyx got the kill.
Alright, Veno, go in deep, bro. Oh no, he stunned himself.
Alright, so they did lose the Mirana. Mirana did have blink available, so she may have been able to get away, but they did manage to get 2 kills in return. So these past few fights have not been going well for them, but this last one, you know, it's better than the previous ones have been. So they're fine.
So they could have all died there.
They could have, yeah.
Veno was in position. Aya was like in a pretty bad situation. Low mana, no blink. Oh, as I say that, he's
no
gonna
BKB,
die.
no Manta. Blink gets caught out on that high ground, and now it looks like they will get another kill with 2 for 0 now. Just a little bit of over-aggressive.
Too.
Yeah, a little bit of an over-aggressive play there after that team fight won.
Hey, what? They're not going for Rush. They're afraid of the creep wave pushing. I mean, I guess they can still fight at Rush, and they don't have the sentries there. The supports are in the base still. They're not even looking at it. And I feel like Roshan and Luna would be pretty big at this point. She has BKB up 10 seconds as well. I mean, Rosh is where throws happen, but...
I think throws have already happened.
For RMU, that is.
Yeah, I guess Tulsa could still be in the position to throw it. They do have Luna catching up to AM, but with 1 or 2 big fights, you know, the AM push is very
10,000 gold lead is turned right around. It's pretty much nothing at this point, only 5,000.
And look, XP is actually in favor of Tulsa now.
What's going on? This ogre was level 5 at 20 minutes.
Yep. Well, that's something, I guess.
He's gained 7 levels in the next 10 minutes after that, huh?
Yeah, that's what happens when you win 2 fights in a row. Alright, so now with Luna going this butterfly, I assume that's going to be their ideal goal timing to push and end this game. I imagine Invoker will also be at a pretty strong peak by then. He has the Blink Ags, Boots of Travel, Midas, and sitting on 1,000 gold. So in maybe the next 5 minutes, I imagine Tulsa tries to consolidate all this like advantage that they're coming back and turn it into some buildings and towers.
Man, Dazzle has a mech. They're pretty much even in terms of fight potential at this point, and because they did commit for these BKBs, this is, as I said, gonna be turning in Tulsa's favor. Actually, the fact that they committed for these BKBs so early to try to fight, it's gonna mean that once it does come late game, AM's BKB is gonna be very low duration. Or yeah, that's not good.
No, it is not. AM is going back for a basher right now. That's a pretty good item, but it's not going to have any sort of solution for this Luna evasion. Having 35% evasion plus all this armor, and now she's level 22, so her base agility is super high. She's not going to go down too quickly to this AM.
And AM is equal to Luna and farm. That's not where you want to be at this point
Nope.
when you had a 10,000 net worth advantage at some point.
Not at all. Looks like the Forge Spirit will scout out that arrow and the AM there. It might be a fight nonetheless here. Luna is not quite there, but she can always TP in. She does have 4 TPs in her inventory, so she does not want to pull a C9 here, and she is ready to fight.
And we might actually just see the Chinese meme 30,000 gold advantage AM lose game happen here.
Oh gosh.
Actually see it for Tulsa now. I mean,
Well,
they just get to late game, get their hex up, and
Luna needs the BKB. Oh, Luna actually might die here.
Oh, no. Luna.
She can't BKB TP because there's the mana void.
And she tries for it anyway. Now she's gonna mana up, forcing the mana void out. But outnumbered 4-1. Oh, Shavy's going in. Gets the courier. Now where's Venomancer? He's mid lane.
Yeah, so this is a very sloppy throw from Tulsa. Luna being caught out a little bit too far and unable to just BKB TP away because of AM's ultimate. And with that, it looks like Veno will try to just split push mid, try to get a tier 2, the same way that... No, the thing is, this is the same way that Luna just died, and now he might be caught out here. The arrow is gonna hit. Oh no,
Woo!
it just barely misses.
He still has his hurricane fight.
Yeah, that's tough to catch. Oh,
what is
with
he
the
doing?
stun! Oh no. So another kill is most likely gonna go the way of our...
Oh wait, no, this might just be bait! Hit the shrine!
Shippy does not look
What's
like
going
he
on?
wants to
He's
give up
disarmed, he has to blink
yet.
away.
No BKB, no Manta. Sammy actually uses his BKB there and is trying to get away, but now
Wait,
Sammy
Sammy?
might go down. This Invoker is
Sammy?
finally
Hold
paying
on.
off, taking back these fights that seem to be unsalvageable.
Huh.
I don't really know what's going on anymore. This is typical Dota, I guess.
He got the tower and gets away. Could have blinked, but just decided to TP instead. And then they just somehow bait him around a kill off of it. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually gonna end with Anti-Mage having 30,000 net worth and maybe losing.
It might.
Because this game's not ending soon for either team here.
And now
Unless
Bounty
something
Hunter
crazy
getting caught out
happens.
in the enemy jungle. Those 3 heroes instantly blink up onto that high ground and kill him.
It's like both teams actually going high ground don't really have a good opportunity now with Ag on Nyx and this farmed Invoker as well as Veno. This is gonna just be a game of back and forth fighting. And if both teams decide not to fight, it's not gonna end. But who is actually favored if both teams don't fight? I would say probably Tulsa.
I still want to say Tulsa scales very well. Having the Luna and Invoker, I think they'll outscale nonetheless. Like, Luna's almost at that butterfly, and with this Aegis push right here, or Aegis fight.
They're gonna get Rosh for free.
Yeah, if AM blinks in also, that's kind of just suicide, so...
Gonna try hit. Oh, he's in.
So,
He got it.
they might get rid of the Aegis here, but there will be a preemptive grave up. It looks like Luna's just going to be chain stunned for an hour. Does not want to use the BKB too early, and as expected,
She
she
used
will
her
go down.
Manta stop pretty early, so that's her illusion is already down. But now her BKB is gonna come out. This next assassin looks like he is dead.
And now they're going to get another kill, so that's a 2-for-1 so far. They did lose Aegis as well, and BKB is used on pretty much everybody who has one, I think. Yeah, and then with this arrow landing on the Veno and Shibby blinking back in, the swap
Alright,
could
here,
put it in a bad spot. This actually goes in favor of RMU. They did lose the Aegis because, you know, they just jumped in too late, but
I mean,
somehow
level
they still won it.
25 edge with the 60 respawn time is pretty dope.
Who is
The
the
thing is,
60?
60 negative 60-second
Oh,
respawn time
wow.
on the core is kind of strong.
That's insane. Late game death, only dead for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Alright, well, now Luna finally has the butterfly up and running, and now 5 TPs if 4 wasn't enough earlier. That's just the case of dying and buying TPs as a precaution. And AM, you know, it's only 300 gold away, 400 gold away, or now 200 gold away from the Abyssal Blade. We'll probably go for that MKB next, so this Luna is no longer an issue for him.
He's
And
10,000 gold away from losing the game because Luna's keeping right there in net worth. And if we see AM at 30,000 net worth in this game and Luna at the same, I would say that he actually loses.
it depends who gets
see
the
if
jump.
let's see if the Chinese meme comes true. But
Because if AM gets a good jump and has, you know, that Moonshard plus
yeah,
MKB,
of course.
and then there's
that's
also
just
the thing.
meme.
AM has 15% evasion, which is a talent, so you don't really see the item and think, oh, I need to go an MKB like you do when you have a butterfly, but that 15% is still going to be very significant when this Luna's trying to fight back.
And he's probably going to build butterfly this game as well.
Yeah, so that could force an MKB out, but if he doesn't, you know, it's not too bad.
The thing is, like, Invoker, sure, he can get, like, the Mana Void. If he gets to jump on Invoker, he kills him. But I feel like Invoker's doing a pretty good job of both controlling AM and doing a lot of damage to him as well with these meteors.
Right. So if AM uses BKB, uses Manta, uses this Abyssal correctly, this fight could go very well in favor of RMU and actually secure the game because their lanes are pushing in towards Tulsa. But at the same time, as I say, that Tulsa is running out of their base, trying to get a return kill before RMU is ready to fight.
Gets the force of the low ground, but Veno is following no detection.
I think they did see her there, just barely right at the end
of it.
Yeah,
they saw him.
So they will get one return kill. AM is just going to go push in bottom lane and force some reaction. Luna is going
he has
in
Abyssal.
Here.
Alright, he eats the tornado as he BKs out.
I don't know, he was flying with the BKB active. That has to be a bug of some sort.
I mean, that wasted his BKB timer. He has to get out now.
And now this fight might actually just be a kill
on Cold
AM
Snap,
here.
stopping him. Yeah,
oh,
Invoker
wow.
doing work. I mean,
that's no buyback. That's now a minute and a half almost, no buyback. They won't get the return kill onto the Mirana unless the Sunstrike hits. No, the TP came out a little bit too close. Stopped walking a little bit early. They're going to try to get a kill onto the BH here, but they don't have detection. So now I think they're just going to run down mid.
The Sunstrike in the pool there.
No, he Sunstruck before the TP. And then at that point it's just healing too much. But now I think Tulsa just going to run down mid and try to force something out of the AM here. Maybe they'll opt to go top and just take it.
I'm sure they run down mid for sure, and they'll slowly realize that AM doesn't have buyback.
Veno just blink ulted on this Vengeful Spirit, will just narrowly catch a vision of her as she gets away. And now that's another hero.
It actually slows down their push, but there's no more risk of getting swapped in anymore.
Yep. And there goes all the mana from Nick, so you can't just...
mana burn.
Oh my gosh. What's happening?
Heal up the Luna, use Weave here. Oh no, they don't have Weave. That Grave will come out. Yeah. They need to force them out. They have the Grieve still.
But she BKB'd for it too, so they are just gonna back off here, even though there's 20 seconds, no core.
Well, they don't have an Urn or anything either. Yeah. They gotta run to their shrine and heal up. Looks like they're gonna be able to hold. That's just Nick's assassin doing work. Even though he got his mana burn there, he just hit the shrine.
Alright, so Luna has a bots queued up.
And Anti-Mage has finally fallen behind in terms of net worth to Luna.
Yeah, these past few fights, I think Luna survived them all. AM has died in like 3 of the last 4, and just Luna's been getting kills. She is 10, 4, and 9 right now, as opposed to Shibby's AM's 3, 4, and 9.
So Vano going for straight right clicks at this point?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Not necessarily right click, but he's going for more like... Just going for a right-clicking build, that is.
I like the AC here. It stops a lot of the damage output from AM. It helps them push. It helps Invoker deal damage, because at this point Invoker is 200 gold away from this Octarine. He's basically slotted.
Yeah, going for damage was decent at some point, but then when he realized they got their BKBs out so early, definitely going for this build is better.
Hmm. Luna sells her Aquila. Maybe gonna sell the power shards to get lifesteal. No, he's gonna do it later, I
Oh,
guess.
he's gonna swap into a satanic. Alright,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure this Venno knows what even he wants to build here.
Oh, he's going to Satanic. I looked at Luna, and Luna just queued up a Satanic, so I thought that's what you were talking about. But yeah, there's
Oh, Venno.
no BKB coming, or no BKB or AC coming out of the Venno, but Satanic instead. AM now split pushing bottom, has no TP for 30 seconds, pushing very deep here. He will have a BKB that you'll probably have to pop. Blinks into the tree line, but no BKB, or no TP. If they know this, it's going to be tough for AM. AM will actually blink up rather than down, juking the entire Tulsa squad. No, but they know. They're pinging him out. Maybe they caught vision from the tower.
Yeah, definitely blast.
Yep, they caught vision
He
from the
still
tower.
has no
They know
TP. He has BKB though. Blink
No.
back down.
Blanked
Oh
out.
no,
Oh
he's dead.
no!
His BKB is gonna
What's
blink out again.
space?
And, oh no,
Space.
he gets
That's, that's space if I've ever seen it. Shivy just baits all 5 heroes there, baits them around for 20-30 seconds, and then TP's out. Alright, so now that this game has been thrown in both directions, back and forth, what do you expect in these next few minutes? Roche is going to be spawning in, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes. Is that just going to be the timing for both teams to try to secure the end, or...?
I think Rosh. What arm you needs to play around Rosh is they need to just like stall it or bait it or something, and then try to rat with the AM and maybe get a set of racks or potentially a kill off of it, which would be huge, and then they would force buybacks. But I mean, Venomancer has this negative 60 respawn timer talent, so I guess he doesn't really care if he dies. Yeah, that's something to play for RMU. Like, they don't really want Rosh themselves. It's not going to do the most for them because they're not going to be able to fight anyway, even with the Aegis. What they want to do is bait Tulsa into taking Rosh and then go for a split push play off of it.
Right.
So it is useful for them to keep attention of and use, but not to the usual.
Oh no, Shippy is caught out again. He's microing his illusions, and Luna's going right for the hero. The tornado is just a swing and a miss onto Shibby. He'll have blink up again in a second. He went for that -1 blink cooldown at level 15, so it's only a 4-second cooldown right now. And,
Like, alright, Sammy has the idea.
Sammy just creating pressure, keeping the lanes pushed in so they can't just get throned by Tulsa in a few seconds.
That's what they have to be afraid of. In terms of keeping their creep waves out, they're doing a very good job of it. As even if they're, well, they're not behind in terms of farm, but they're definitely behind in terms of overall situation. What AM and Marana does, of course, is shove in these lanes constantly.
Right.
So it looks like Venomancer did go for the AC.
Alright, so the AC is done. The Satanic is gonna be done in, or could be done in 20 gold now from the Luna. And
I feel like they still need a Hex.
yeah, I guess Invoker doesn't have it, and
The
Veno
heck,
doesn't
got
have it.
swapped.
A swap blink because no damage is dealt. Both teams kind of just harassing.
Oh, look here, they're
AM's
making
going
a
right for
play.
the base.
AM's ratting.
And then he just blinks away. Fortify baited out though, so the next 5 minutes now, there's an opportunity for those rat plays to actually work.
Yeah, this is where they need the Hex.
Trying to catch the Luna here. They will get the hit off, but they
Oh,
won't
no,
manage to get any sort of
Don't team
return.
fight RME, that's not...
Yeah, they're just
you
trying to
wanna
get a
do
quick
that
kill
at
onto
all.
Ice 9 there.
Caught out with the Sentry and bye-bye, Nyx Assassin. Shibby's back in the mid lane, however.
Roshan is spawned right now, and Shibby is going and making space.
Yeah, for sure,
I don't
Tulsa
know, man.
want Rosh, but the problem is if they get baited into Rosh here and they don't have a way to stop this AM from doing what he's doing right now, he's going to take a Rax while they Rosh. And maybe a solo kill as well with the Abyssal. So I don't think Tulsa is going to walk into Rosh just because of that fact.
This is really just a silly game. I'm
And
sure I don't know what's going on anymore.
if I was RMU, I'd actually leave Rosh alive. But no, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, if
Like
it's up,
this Aegis doesn't do that much for them. I'm sure it allows AM to maybe split push more aggressively or Mirana, but definitely like somehow baiting Tulsa into doing it will bring a lot more value to them. They
but the
can
thing
get
is,
a
they don't want to
rock.
risk. They don't want to risk leaving it up, and then they lose a fight, and Tulsa gets Aegis and just high grounds pushes.
If Tulsa does get the Aegis and they don't get enough out of it in terms of like structural damage or a kill or something, that would be very bad for them. So it makes sense to just take it here where they can.
Yep. So, Satanic is done on the Luna. The AC is done on the Veno. They definitely have strong fight. Like
And this
even
Aegis
against
is
like
not
even
going to win
against
them
this
the game
Aegis, yeah.
though.
Even
If they
against
just
this
group
Aegis.
up and push, it's not going to work out at this point. Even though they're at around a 10,000 gold lead, AM is 6 slotted and
You can
he's
still
not
get the
going to.
Moon Shard.
He can still get Rune Shard, and that's pretty much it. You can maybe swap out the Battle Fear or something.
Yeah, swap out Battle Fury late game is perfectly acceptable. It looks like there is going to be an attempted fight here. Ice9 running right out of his base at the enemy team. Invoker is bottom, is able to TP in, and it looks like Shibby is also trying to fight. With that MKB just being flown out, he does not fear this Luna anymore.
Invoker doesn't have a Lincoln, so he has to watch
No
himself.
Lincolns, no BKB, no defensive items from him at all.
I feel like Lincoln's be so strong here. But I mean, he doesn't have the gold for it yet, so.
It's like he might be
Yes,
looking
go
for a
up
solo
to
kill here
first.
onto Sammy.
It's
Manages
the
to hit the
tornado.
tornado, but he'll just leave after that.
He's level 25, by the way.
Yeah, meanwhile, Shibby is just fighting in the backline. Will miss his blink, so he isn't able to follow up that kill. He does get a mana void onto the ogre. Pops a
Did
little
he go
bit of
for
damage.
the? Yeah,
He went
he
for
has
the
the
dash.
negative 50-second mana void cooldown.
Oh, and he gets the Abyssal and hits off onto the Invoker. Doesn't have any detection, so now he is stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Doesn't have his BKB because he has the Aegis. He's going to swap it into his inventory, but it won't have that immediate effect. And if they manage to stun him, no. They do get the Gale off onto him, though. Or the
His
Poison
BKB,
Nova.
no TP though. Chasing him. He's all alone, but in the meantime, Sammy's getting mid-racks.
It looks like
Right.
mid-Rex full set will go down. Sammy is taking a lot of damage from this Veno, but he will be swapped away. Top tower did not really take too much damage, but it is going to be pressured right now. So, oh no, AM's right back in.
With the mana void.
Oh my gosh. So it's a 1-for-1 so far. They did get racks. Ice9 will use the ultimate and will secure 2 kills off of that. So it is a 3-for-1. AM did have to use Aegis, but now he is just ratting away at this bottom tower after getting a kill onto the Invoker.
The thing is, Tulsa don't really necessarily care that much about that mid-racks.
Yeah, they
at this
can,
point in the game, they can afford to
even if
lose
full
racks.
megas. Even if full megas were taken, they have an Invoker, they have a Luna, they have a Veno. They're not afraid of megas. It's a little bit annoying because they get less money off the creeps, but it's definitely not the end of the world.
Luna's getting at this point where she's 6 slotted.
Yeah.
Invoker needs to get to that point. He is going Lincoln, so. This 50-second mana void cooldown, negative 50-second mana void cooldown is a big thing for Shibby right now.
So
Like
if
it's a DD rune as well.
Yeah. So if you look at the hero levels, there are 3 25s on the side of Tulsa and only one, oh now I guess 2 because Marana just did it, but 2 25s on the side of...
Oh, you're going for the leap attack speed.
I like it. It helps siege, it helps push. The arrows don't really do that much and they only help fight a little bit. Shibby is going to be 1v3ing in his own jungle. It looks like he'll be able to get away. He does use his BKB to stop the damage being taken. And despite having a double damage rune right now, he does have to be a little bit cautious here.
Luna's taking another set of
Marana.
racks.
Marana is getting the stop.
Not
Yeah.
Luna, Marana, I mean.
TPs will be baited here. Will there be any cancels? There will not be any cancels, and now he has to try to get away. Even if he dies, though, the right-click damage is so much! Was the weave out on him? Yeah, I think the weave was on him in addition to just this right-click build out of Veno.
Alright, I was gonna say Venomancer, you need a Hex here, but I'm pretty sure if you had a Hex, you wouldn't have got that kill.
Yeah. I missed that last kill, but it looks like AM just killed Ogre in the jungle as a kind of return.
It's gonna take a shrine. Alright, Lotus Orbs are a must now from Tulsa. They need it against the Nyx Assassin and the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage starts casting Mana Void on himself. Nyx Assassin starts Mana Burning himself as well. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Just, even the tracks, they can both remove it and get to
Return it, bounce it back.
return tracks.
Speaking of bouncing back these things, AM didn't go for the Ag Scepter. I would have loved to see that, even though it's kind of just a meme. I think it's a really good item.
I think there's not enough spells for him to reflect this game.
Alright, so now it looks like Tulsa is just going to push right into the base. Marana does have buyback. Maybe they're just trying to push, force that out. But they're completely content letting that base die.
Wait, it's happening! Anti-Mage has 30,000 net worth. This is time for him to lose. He's gonna get his BKB off. It's 5 seconds. I think Dazzle will die in this time.
Looks like Shibi does manage to get a kill onto the Dazzle there. Nyx on the high ground is just being annoying.
He's not being able to do anything. He pops his BKB, killed Dazzle, and has to back.
Yep. And now that's 1 for 1 so far. The Dazzle is a little bit more value for the push than the Bounty Hunter is against the push, but one set of racks is dead. AM is now just going to be clicked at. He will get a kill onto the Venom.
Venom's alive in 30
and 2
seconds.
buybacks
The
used.
buybacks are coming out.
Uh-oh. Looks like Luna will go down, 4 will go down, Sammy, or not Sammy, Sammy played Invoker last game, JD on the Invoker will manage to get away here.
Alright.
And off of that, 2 buybacks used.
There for that bot set of racks, but that definitely cost them not too much actually. Only 2 supports buying back there actually. Huh.
I guess Tulsa's fine with that. They did lose 4, but buybacks.
Venom is respawning. The big thing is Luna's probably gonna have to buy back here.
Yeah, probably. Looks like Invoker's actually just cliffed himself. He will use a tornado, kind of annoy the AM, and just TP out.
Actually, maybe they can stall.
Yeah, they have an Invoker. They have a Veno. And it doesn't look like RMU is fully committed to a push right now because they don't want to die back.
Like I mean, if they lose another set of racks here, I would take that if we don't have to buy back on the Luna.
Now there's an MKB out on the Veno, so this right click is very strong. Shibi will commit for this bottom set of range racks. He uses BKB, and now he has to get away before even getting them. And if he gets caught here, this could be very unfortunate. The tornado, swing and a miss. Meanwhile, top is being pinged out. They want to just rat for this. But that threat of the rat will give AM the space he needs to get away from that.
Luna won't have to buy back here. They don't even lose another set of racks. They only lose to ranged. And a tier 3 bottom.
This is just a chaotic game at this point. It started out so slow and passive, and then started out came to be very throwy, and now it's I don't even know what's going on. Those bodies
Luna
are being thrown into both space.
Ew.
Does she have a Moonshard though? She doesn't have a Moonshard, so I'm not really sure why you'd commit that extra 2,000 gold. But maybe it's just mobility.
Have the extra mobility.
Yeah.
What they need right now is just a sheep on someone.
Yeah, they do have a sheep on the Nyx, but not on the team that needs to catch the AM.
They just need to catch the AM. This, like, I don't know why there's MKB on the Venom, honestly, but
there's a tornado up onto the AM. It looks like she doesn't have very much mana.
It assists in this kill here.
Well,
they have enough to disable, I guess. With the
kill onto Shibi. He does have buyback.
They believe in it. Yeah, his buyback, of course.
Looks like there's a
tornado will hit the Nyx.
Sunstrike onto the Nyx. He does have his Carapace up, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. But that right click out of Veno, very painful.
He's believing in his Invoker and his Ogre to get the disables out.
Meanwhile, top Ice 9 is going to be targeted by 2 heroes. The Shuriken will hit, but now she's going to turn around this fight.
Satanic as well. No, bash him, bash him, bash him!
They don't have a basher.
No, they have the Monkey King Bar.
I don't think it pierces smell.
It doesn't go to BKB,
I don't think
actually.
So.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah. It's magical. Just realized that. It's like Vengeful Spirit is dead in the mid lane? No?
Most likely. One more right click out of Veno will secure the kill. Now that it's 3 to
she's dead for a long time. She fought back.
Yeah, so this might be an opportunity for Tulsa just to push through top lane and win this game. They do have the tier 2
Like,
already.
Venomancer can actually afford to just, like, suicide in for these buildings, because he respawns in 30 seconds. The only big hero here is the Luna and the Invoker.
Luna will run straight into base
In
bottom,
terms
gets
of-
arrowed,
she
has a
gets
Nyx
arrowed.
blink and stun her. She is going to be stun locked up, but she's still sitting at a healthy amount of health and has a Satanic to heal back up.
And Nyx getting clicked down. Where's Anti-Mage?
Anti-Mage
He's
is
just TP'd
come back.
in.
That's a Nyx dieback too. She's dead for a minute and 40 seconds.
I mean,
It's
I'm
two
sure they
full
just
set
end
of
the game
racks.
here.
Yeah. Especially with that tier 2 not going down yet, they have to just go for the throne.
Just thrown. Alright, should be going in on the Dazzle, but he's gonna get clicked, and
Shibby's doing an incredible amount of
He's
damage, but he will die. He has
dead
buyback. He
by
has to come
back.
back in and do something here.
doesn't even get the Dazzle. Now Luna's got the kill onto Sammy as well. And on Invoker actually got the credit. Anti-Mage is back, but he's no BKB. He can't even be near these heroes.
And now Satanicing up from that Ice 9 Luna. That's going to be 3 dead, no buyback. Base is just going to be clicked down. Oh, the triple kill! The AM is not giving up yet.
This 9-second tornado though. Oh my god.
Looks like he tried to use the Abyssal onto the hero with the Lincolns.
This
And
game's
Poke
not
will go
actually
down.
over. Oh no, wait, never mind.
That's
Ice
a
9.
dieback. Ah! That's a buyback Invoker.
Please
Invoker's
buy back
committed.
and end the game.
Luna's also committed. They need to go.
Venomancer's coming back in 18 seconds.
Oh, that's everyone.
Alright,
That's
just,
everyone.
They're just gonna buy back for it.
Okay.
I mean, they just need to hit the throne and it's over.
Having 10 lives is pretty strong, I would say. And it looks like that is a wonderful game too.
The Chinese meme is real.
And yeah,
Man,
now
30,000 net worth AM, lose game.
what an incredible comeback. Tulsa managing to secure a second game. So this is going to be going to a game 3 now. Tulsa and Robert Morris both taking their games pretty impressive, honestly, how they come back. Both of them were in behind in the games that they won.
I mean, I called it. If AM gets to 30,000 net worth, he probably lost. And fortunately for him, usually having more gold is good for you, but guess not for an AM.
All right, who would you give band
They
player of the
carried
game
by
to?
Venomancer. Honestly, it'd be this offlane Invoker.
Despite the rough start, he managed to, do the damage,
I mean,
do the stalls.
He was
do the plays that
offlane
he needed.
Invoker, and he did enough to disable AM in all these fights, kill him as well multiple times. And he had a lot riding on him, actually, because he was their only real disabler in terms of being able to lock down AM. I mean, they had the multicast from the Ogre, but they're the only one, and they did it without Hex.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, Game 3 will be starting up soon, and we will be back to you shortly after a short plug from our sponsors. Thank you very much for watching.
Only $14.99.
Don't miss the call. Download Band. Communication made easy.